Hey everyone! We're so excited to see you today. Today we are going to be making our own AI art with Runway. Yeah, woohoo! We're so excited. I know I was at first very intimidated about making AI art. I'm like, whoa, how do people make that? You must need like a bunch of computers or GPUs or TPUs or all that stuff. Well, actually, they have the GPUs that you can run for credits, which we can talk about. Yeah, no, it's actually really easy. So today I am one of your facilitators. My name is Michelle Carney. I am the founder and organizer of the MLUX meetup, and we're hosting an event with Runway next Tuesday. So I thought this would be really timely if anyone was interested in like making, I don't know, an AI art profile picture or something. I think that's pretty fun. Yeah, and MLUX is a part of the larger feminist AI group. And with me today, I have the amazing Anmol. Anmol, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, sure. Thanks for having me. My name is Anmol. I'm a user researcher by profession. I also absolutely love and enjoy making art on the side. I've been experimenting with a lot of different mediums, and then when you reached out saying that, well, there is this new tool and you get to try and see AI ML generated art firsthand, I was incredibly excited. So yeah, I can't wait to begin.
Yay, I'm so excited. Also, as an aside, Anmol actually is an illustrator on the side, on top of being a UX researcher. So I was really just interested, Anmol, in having you today because like I want to know, as like I'm not a visual artist, and so like to have like that perspective about like how does it feel to have AI generated art? Like if you use your art as input and then AI on top of it, like what are your thoughts? So anyway, so we'll talk about that too. But like, let's get started about how to do this. So you're gonna want to go to runway.com. I'm already navigated to the model playground. And I think you can basically hit start exploring and it may prompt you to sign up or sign in or something. I just linked my Google account. So you have my gmail.com there. But actually there's like a lot of, you get like a certain number of GPU units. So you don't even need to pay anything in order to start just trying it out. I have, however, because I was like playing around a lot with this, I have hit the max. And so there are ways to add credits and everything too, if you're interested, which like they actually don't cost that much money. Like I paid and then, yeah, now like I've been running a bunch of models and I paid $20 and like now it's like $17 and I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's not that expensive to run. So in case you're like, oh man, this is gonna be really expensive, it's not that bad. And you can do a lot for free, which is really nice. So today we are going to explore the stylization. So the first thing you're going to want to do is actually make sure that you're on the ML Lab tab. SQL, I think, is their video offering tool. And you know, if we're thinking about like how do we make an AI art generated profile picture or something for our Instagram or Twitter or whatever, stylization is a lot of the times that we think of for style transfer or GANs. And just to be clear too, style transfer and GANs are kind of an area of exploration in machine learning research, which you may have heard of like deep learning and all that stuff too. You might remember Deep Dream, where it's like dogs within dogs, you know, like the fractal dog stuff. It's kind of similar types of technology. You're basically not giving the machine learning model like a thing to discriminate on of like classify if this is like a dog or not. And it's like trying to find things that might look like dogs and all that stuff too. Or in the case of like these style transfers, like find the features that make a Monet painting uniquely Monet, or a Picasso painting, or a Van Gogh, or this anime filter and everything too, and then apply those features to the image that you're uploading. So that's kind of how you can think about it. It's like transferring one image style to another. So we can, like, they have some pre-made models. So this is, I think, my favorite part. This is why I thought this was going to be really scary, is that I was all like, OMG, like, you're going to have to like train a model on a bunch of Van Gogh paintings. And like, I don't have the, what is it, like rights to Van Gogh paintings. And so I don't know how to train, like what, but actually these are pre-trained, which is really nice. The other really nice thing is that it can run on your computer. So you don't need to, you are actually being allocated GPU credits. And so you don't need to worry about having enough processing power, which is another thing that I personally, as like someone who makes models, I was a little bit nervous about. I don't know. Do you have any other questions about this animal?
No, I think this is amazing. Yeah, I had the same idea going in, which is okay, I'll probably have to spend time, collecting data, preparing data sets, but well, this tool is magical. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised that we haven't played around with it earlier. It's like I actually make my students do an assignment where they have to do this,
Oh wow.
and I have done it once before actually hosting Runway, and I'm like, oh, this is way more fun than I thought. Like, let's do it more often. Anyways, so there's a ton of different examples. So there's a bunch of famous artists and everything too. There's this like M Munit or M Unit one, which turns faces into flowers. We're going to see, I've made a couple of those. There's like this dynamic style transfer thing, which can like take mosaics and kind of layer them. Or you can see here that someone uploaded a picture of a building and another picture of the Van Gogh Starry Night, and you can do that kind of style transfer. So I have a couple of those already pulled up for us. So what you'll do is actually you'll click on one, like let's do, I want to do the anime filter actually. And so we could add this to our workspace. And so I have a bunch of already made workspaces. So once we add it to our workspace, your workspace probably will be empty. This is full because I have spent the last like hour and a half playing around. Hey, okay, so there I am. I've turned on my camera. So you can also like upload a file or something too, or if you are already in a workspace, you can like take a image that's already from another model. So you can stack models on top of each other, which I think is really cool. But I'm going to use my camera. And let's see, this is the face selfie to anime. So it is starting. And you may be wondering, you have a beach in the background and then the D school behind you. Yes. It's because I have to use Snap Camera whenever I'm using any of these, or like it's the default. So this is just like AI layered on top of AI. So we can see here too, one of the other things that I want to call out is if it is taking a long time, try reducing your width. If you're just trying to get something working and just to play around with it, this is a great way to kind of like quickly be able to get an output because you're reducing the dimensions by like twofold or threefold, right? Most of the time. And so then it's actively running there, which is really nice. Also, I will say too, my computer is probably going to sound like a spaceship taking off. So that is something to think about too. I'll stop it right after this. And maybe while this is loading, I can pull over. We actually just wrote up a little bit about, oops. Let's see, I want to copy this and then paste it here. So we just wrote up a little bit about Runway for our machine learning UX newsletter. So I'll link that in here as well. But this is kind of some examples of AI art where you can take a cup and take a painting and it does that style transfer. I've done it before too on our MLUX audience, which is fun. And if you make some of these, please feel free to share with Feminist.AI MLUX about what it is that you're making. And be sure if you're interested in actually attending the event, you RSVP on Eventbrite. So this is the link there. So ta-da. Oh, not yet. Ta-da. Okay, so register here. Yeah, and then we have a bunch of other events coming up, but let's see, waiting for data. Okay, so I'm just gonna be totally transparent. Sometimes these take a little while. That's okay. The computer's working really hard. It probably has to go to outer space and back. So as this is loading, and this is another reason why I pulled up a bunch beforehand. So I'm going to show you some examples that I've already made. One of them, so this is some of my plants, and I really wanted to see what they would look like as Monet stylized, and I thought that this is the cutest. Actually, wait, I probably...
You can see the blues and the greens being accentuated.
Let's see if I can open it up. Can I open it here? Ah, yes. Look at it. Oh my gosh. So in the original, it's like this disco planter and tiger and stuff. And Anmol, what did you say about it?
No, I was just saying how the blues and the greens are so much more accentuated with the final output.
Yeah, right. And it's like Monet does these like brush strokes and like layers and stuff. And like, I mean, you can't see the tiger's face, but you get Monet is an impressionist and you get the impression of a tiger little vase, right? Okay. So that's nice. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then let's see if this is done yet. Nope, still waiting on data. Okay, so that's our Monet. And then, oh yeah, okay, so here's another one that I'm kind of very stoked about. So I was, as I mentioned, I am not a artist, like a visual artist, but I was already wearing this shirt, which is by a friend of mine, Dias Curry, and it's Anna and Kristen, who are out of Oakland, the East Bay over here. So they have like, they took like block prints and physically made this. And I asked them if it was okay if we then kind of like used AI on top of it. And like, what would AI do to this? So this is the Picasso-ified version of one of their prints, which I think is really funny because it's like connecting dots. And it's like you can see their print process is that they like do the same pattern over and over again. It starts like connecting out. So I thought that was cool. And then I was like, what if we Kandinsky-ified it? And like, it's kind of different here too, but it's like still got the main shapes. And this is something too that I wanted to call out that's been a part of my process when I create art this way is like, the first time might not look good, and that's okay. And so kind of just being able to play around with it that way, just be like, oh, well, what am I going to change next? So we did a couple that way with the artist. Then I tried one of their other prints with the Munit example. And what I really love, so this is the Faces to Flowers one, and it's literally connecting the spots of these leopards to be leaves. How cute is that? I love that. I love that so much. And I wonder too if this edge and this border, like I don't perceive it, but this is one of their actual block prints. So I wonder if it's actually there too. Like I don't see the pixels for it, but I believe that the machine is picking that up. Like so when they actually hand stamped it on there. So I think that's pretty cool. Anmol, did you have any other thoughts? Sorry, I'm talking a lot because I think I'm nervous.
I just love this. I love the fact that it's like growing leaves on stuff, and yeah, that's just so
The
much.
eyes turned into leaves. Like, how cute is that? Like, I want that as an actual little topiary in my house.
Yeah,
Um,
meta, growing leaves and stuff. Yeah.
I know, right? And then I was all like, yo, in the interest of profile pictures, what would I look like as a plant? And so I love this. I'm like, oh, my hair is all plants. Like, look at my eyebrows are like bean sprouts or something. The weird shadows on my faces and my dimples are all like these little flowers. Like,
You can see the plant you is also smiling.
yeah, I know, right? Like, how cute is that? Oh my gosh. And there were a bunch of other styles and iterations. I think because I shut down this model, it's not, you can't click through them, but typically you could actually just change the style thing and see the different versions. Then I went back to some of the previous ones. So the other thing that I want to call out, I know that I mentioned this, is you can, instead of using your camera or a file, actually just upload it. So I use the Kandinsky output here, and you can actually use that as input for another model. And so that actually made a better, plant version, in my opinion. You can kind of see these like pepper plant, I don't know, things that are based off of these, which I thought was kind of cool. And I implore you to try. Okay, so those were kind of like my early explorations. I wanted to show some other things too, because we can do so much more than just like take this image and make it this style. Like this pre-can style. You can actually start uploading some of your own styles. So because this is a feminist AI tutorial, I took the Dias Curry two-headed leopard and I used the feminist AI logo. And like, this is the output. I would not, if you were to tell me how this is going to mash up, I don't know if I would have seen this. And also I love that like the yellow down here is like coloring in the leopard and not vice versa. I think like that's really cool. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that, Anmol?
Yeah, this is such a very fun twist to the feminist AI logo too. I love it. And the fact that you can combine these images, right? And yeah, even if I were to combine it, I would do it very differently. So it's interesting to see how different models are like putting their own spin to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go back in and also read more about the model, by the way, which is amazing. This tool allows you to do that too.
Yeah, actually, I would love to hear about that. Like how, like you as an artist, like what do you think of when combining these logos? Like what do you look for?
Right. So like I won't say I've done a lot of combining of logos or images, but from what I've seen also in general, I feel like there is some thought put into it. There's some conceptualization, right? Like for example, if you wanted to, in this case, combine like feminine AI, feminist AI logos, like this whole concept of okay, womanhood and strength, and then you have this lovely image of tigresses. It seems like, and it's just a very powerful image. So how would you combine it? So maybe if you were to leave it to artists, they would probably just take like one portion of that image of the illustration and then combine it with the logo. But you can see how the AI, it's almost it even abstracted the logo out further, right? So just like
Yeah.
colors from the feminist AI logo and added to that image of illustration. So yeah, it's very fun. It's inspiring. I feel like for an artist, it's inspiring to see these different outputs. They make you think. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like that's another thing too. I know that there's like a big fear about like AI is going to take our jobs as artists, but like you can see all of my different iterations over here. There's still like these are only the good ones that I am showing you. There have been a lot of bad ones. So
And
um,
I feel like at the end of the day, it's the thought that is put into something which
yeah,
makes art, right? And I feel like this to me is just a medium. Like you're still making those choices as to which image do you want to go ahead with, or like how do you want
right,
to represent that, right? So you are still the artist. This is the medium.
exactly.
This is the tool.
Oh my God, 100%. That's exactly what happened with like this one. There were, as you can see, there's like 674 different versions that come out of this model. I stopped it because I was all like, I really like this one. Like this one stands out. Like if I were to choose myself as a plant, I like this. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, so some other things that I tried too. I love California Golden Poppy. So like, what does it look like with this very unique diaskuri like black and white print with poppies? Like, like if I were to just kind of combine them, I might paint these orange and the background green, but like it's actually picking up on different things. The background's yellow, which I thought was cool. But like, what if I flip them? Like, I also am super interested in that. Like, okay, so instead of, take this and apply this style to it, what if we take the poppies and apply the diaskuri style to it, which I thought was kind of cool too. Because like, what does it choose to make black and white? And I'm using a lot of like um, verbs about like choice and anthropomorphism. It's like, well, this is what it's like trying to find and create a pattern out of. Um, one more that I kind of wanted to share too was this. I tried the Feminist AI logo, and I thought that it would be really cool. We saw before how with the Diaskuri double-headed leopard that turned like orange and purple and pink from the Feminist AI logo. So I was really interested, like what happens when like you have the black and white and what does it take out of it? And like you're still kind of getting colors. I am obsessed with this leopard print pattern that kind of comes up around it. Like I think that's so fun. Yeah, so that's really cool in my opinion. So what else did I make? I don't know.
And you can still
Yeah,
know that that is the original image. Like you can almost see how the three images are being combined. Like the model has somehow retained the unique aspects of those images. Which is,
right, exactly. Like I feel like this is like one of the better ones that came out of it too, of like if I really wanted to do a Dice Curry feminist AI crossover, this is a pretty cool logo for it,
yeah,
let's see if they oh, hey, Michelle the anime is ready. So let's see. Do I look like an anime character? I feel like it's giving me a unibrow. Do I need to frame my face more with my hair?
you definitely look like a caricature of sorts.
I am a caricature. Look at that.
Very interesting.
I feel like this AI is trying to tell me something. It's trying to tell me that I have a unibrow right now.
No.
That's okay. I'm into it. Wait, what happens if I do like a non-normal pose?
Hmm.
Oh, I guess the AI is cutting off my hands and stuff. Ooh, cheese. Oh, wait. Let me take a picture of us. Ready?
Yes.
Cheese. Okay. Well, now you can see it in action, and it's a little bit laggy, but it's kind of cool to kind of see how it parses everything together. I'm going to stop it because it's kind of loud. Bye, model. You can stop now. Can I delete this one? Oh, there we go. Bye. Okay, bye. Yeah, I don't know. What else did I make? Oh, yeah. So one of the things that I've been trying out is like, what if you take the two original photos? It doesn't really make anything cool. but I took the Kandinsky and the Monet. So remember the first two that I made, and it makes something very cool. So like I like this way better. And so I am hoping too that folks are inspired to like the first time you make something with the AI art, it might not turn out really good. But just like when you're making real art, you might try something and be like, I don't really like that. So you might layer more paint on top of it. I know I have definitely done that. Or I think, Anmol, I told you about my latest art where I literally did not like what I first painted. And so I covered it with spackle, like exterior spackle and stuff. Like I was like, okay, now it's structural. It's fine. Yeah, do the same with this. I feel like I'm doing the same thing where I'm just like, okay, well, I kind of like this output and I kind of like that output. What does it come up with next?
So you're still the person who's putting in all that thought, right? So you are still the artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you for calling that out of just like, yes, I am now making the decision about what to combine in what way. And sometimes it's not, uh, I hate to sound sappy, but it's not about the end result, but it's about the journey to get there. And so it's like, oh, I like this. Oh, I like this. Oh, okay. Actually, these go well together. Maybe they don't. Maybe I can take this one later. And so, yeah, so it's kind of like a fun exploration that way.
For
Let's
sure.
see. I don't know if oh, yeah. So then there's
This
a
is
bunch of
really
like,
fun. This is
oh,
probably
sorry,
my
what?
favorite. This is probably my favorite. Look at all those colors, and the leopards also look so much more fun.
I
Yeah.
know. This one is the dynamic style transfer. Let's see where it is.
Wow.
This is this one. So this is the one with the mosaic stuff, which this is another reason why I really wanted to try out the Diaskuri kind of, because it's like so very clearly black and white. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, how is the AI going to interpret this? And so to see kind of like the different colors, and it looks like a stained glass window, but also I love how it attached the spots like as if it was like actual like
Yeah,
stained glass,
yeah.
So
Very pop art. Yeah, love it.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I tried a bunch of other things. I didn't really like any of these. Oh, I like this. This is like another Instagram artist that I follow. I actually commissioned her for this because I really liked it. It's my background right now. This is what my face looks like as a post-wook combination. So I think I will make this some profile picture somewhere. This is not a unibrow photo, so hey.
But this is
Um,
a fun idea, right? Because like so many times we see like these skies and sunsets, they're perfect. We click so many pictures, and while here you can combine your own personal photo with that and
Oh
generate
my
something
God,
amazing.
stop. I love that idea so much. So like pretty sunset pictures that you may have taken or something and overlaying that with another picture of the day. Like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. Now I regret not trying that. Okay, so you got to try it and then you got to tweet at us what you end up making, or maybe I'll try it too. That sounds like a really great idea. I'm a sucker for sunset photos. So anyways, so that is what I've been doing for the last hour and a half. Anmol, enough from me. I want to hear from you. You are the actual artist here. Do you want to share your screen with us and we can actually follow along with you as you make
Yeah.
some of your illustrations into style transfers?
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So
Okay.
when I open it, this is the first thing that I see. So
Mhm.
I have to go here and
Yep.
we will go with ML Lab.
Yep. Be sure you're in ML Lab. That's a great call out. Thank you.
Then
Um,
once we're here, we can maybe go to stylization.
Yep.
Um,
That's the one that I'm using.
yeah,
And that I export. But there's like so many other ones on there. I just feel like stylization is very easy for like this use case of like update your profile picture. Ooh ah.
yeah. Especially Monet. Like I'm a huge Monet fan, so
Yeah.
I would love to see how that sort of lends that Monet touch to my work. Yeah. Then
Yay.
this, I'm going to pick this option and then add it to my workspace. I'm going to maybe define a new workspace here. So let's give it a name. Um, MLUX experiments. So we are in here, and now I'm going to select a file. Now, so this is the file. This is the image that I made for this NGO called Shwas back in India. They're very
Wait, can I just call out like you hand drew this and it is adorable and beautiful and
thank you.
there's so much detail in it. Like this is really amazing. And this is y'all, this is why I asked Anmol to be on this.
Thank you. Yeah, that means a lot. So I basically used watercolors and a bit of ink for this one. It is hand drawn, like you said, and I'm really curious to see what this does.
We should, before you run it, reduce the size. It might
Yes.
save us a lot of time. So right now it's like 1400 pixels, but like even like
How about
800 pixels like that or something or less is like you still get the gist of what it does without having you, as you all heard, it can take a long time for these to run.
that?
Yeah, let's go ahead, let's run it.
Okay, let's run the model.
While it's pulling up and everything too, how long did it take you to draw this?
This one, it took me close to 5 hours, yeah, to do everything like sketch, paint, and then add the ink elements. Yeah,
Where do you like, how did you even come up with this? Like, how, tell me a little bit about the process of like talking to the group that you made this for to actually drawing it and making it.
yeah, sure. So, this I made this for Schwas. Schwas is this NGO back home in India. They function out of Ahmedabad, and their entire focus is on education. So I wanted to sort of derive inspiration from that because what they do is that they focus on educating kids in the poorer neighborhoods of Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and then ensuring that they get access to high quality education. They also, host design workshops. It's just really a very beautiful NGO that has been doing some excellent, meaningful work. So I wanted to sort of keep that in this painting, and then also really highlight the fact that if you provide education and opportunity, then you can really allow someone to bloom to their full capacity. So that is this concept, which is the fact that you can see all the letters and the numbers being fed or being poured to this plant, which is, well, a metaphor, like all of you now understand. And this plant is therefore blooming and growing roots. Yeah, so that was the concept. And I also see that our Monet model has well generated its image. So should we?
I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, there's just so much detail in it. Yeah, okay. So one thing that you might do is when you save that image, if you could drag that image into your Chrome and then that'll open it up in the browser too, so that way we can see it.
Yes.
You might have to like drag it up into your toolbar or
Yeah.
tab bar, tab.
It did that a minute back, but for some reason it's not doing that.
Um, oh, is it because you're only sharing one tab maybe?
Yes, maybe.
Oh, okay. Do you want to, sorry.
I can go back and then you can edit that portion, right?
Yeah, I probably, to be honest, I probably won't edit it, so it'll be fine.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
maybe could you press Control Plus and we can zoom in on it, or yeah, Control Plus.
Let me just do
Yeah,
this.
just share a new tab.
Yes. And
There it is. Yay.
yes. I love the fact that it sort of really retained that element of it, which is pouring water and like helping this plant grow. Yeah. So that is amazing. And then it also sort of really accentuated the blues and greens, which I'm a personal fan of.
You know, okay, one thing that's standing out to me is that it like washed away all of your do you mind pulling up the original actually?
Yeah.
Would that be okay? So like Anmol, one thing that you did for this was that you layered on, can you make the original any bigger? I don't know. Is that possible? Oh no, not because that's just changing for what you're going to do in the model. I don't, could
Oh,
you open it up in preview too? Do you
yeah.
have it?
Mm,
Thank you. Okay, there we go. There's the original. Awesome. Okay, so what I was gonna say is what I love about this. Look at the detail of the hand and all the lettering that you wrote on the bottom, but also all the letters and numbers coming out of the watering can, on top of the fact that we have like the leaves and the roots and all this stuff. And then do you mind going back to the Monet?
yes.
AI Monet?
AI money.
Like, it kind of gets washed out, but you still kind of get the like, I can see some letters now that I know that it's there, but the roots look like they're actual, like, vegetables. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, they, like, look like carrots or something. I don't know. What are your thoughts? You're the one who made it. Like, how does it feel to have AI interpret your art?
Yeah, to me, this is it's lent some nostalgic touch to the entire image. I'll tell you why. Because it's like when you see the image for what it is, there are details. It's like life. Life has a lot of details. There's a lot of things that you see when you're in there in person. But then when you go back and remember a fond memory, some of those details are lost, but the gist of it is retained. And to me, this is almost that. It's like whenever I look at this, I know what painting I made and what I'm reminded of. But then some of the details are lost, but it's almost beautiful. Like that in itself is beautiful because it's like this memory that I want to keep with me and cherish. Yeah.
That's really nice. Also too, like, yeah, it's just very interesting to see what comes forward in terms of like, Monet's like an impressionist. And anyways,
Yeah.
um, I want to be sure that we've left time. Do you want to try more? Do you want to try any of the other artists? Do you want to try another piece of art? Like, you're driving here. It's all you.
Let's do this. Really strange something, but let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can now add multiple images here. Can we do that?
Oh, you might need to let's go back to models. So for this model, you can't do two images.
Okay.
So what you need to do instead is go back to all the models, go to stylization, scroll down a little bit and scroll down and scroll down. And that one right that you had highlighted on right above that.
This one?
Yeah, that one allows you to do two images and do that style.
So
So
where
do
does
the
it
combine.
say that? Like, how do you know which one's taken two and which one's only taken?
God, that is truly, it has been me making a bunch of these models over and over again.
Mhm.
So I also know because it has the two images off to the side, so you can see kind of what that looks like. There's probably a better way to do it, but that's where I'm at. So
Interesting. Yeah. But it has these two clear windows, so that is quite telling.
yeah.
Um, let's put in a picture of me with this painting.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. So what you're going to be doing is taking the plant picture and applying the style from your photo picture. Do you want to do it the other way around, where it's your photo picture applying the style of the plant picture?
Yeah, could you do like a simple swap? No?
I don't think so. I mean, we could do both. Yeah, you might just have to select it differently.
Okay,
Yes. Sweet.
let's do this. Let's
Okay.
decrease the width with both.
Yeah. I mean, that looks fine. It's only like 300 or something. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
This one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's try this.
Um, Look how long your hair is there. And look, now you got the cute summer bob. I love it.
Very summer ready.
Yeah. And while that's running too, some of the other things that kind of like stand out to me, in terms of like fun things that you can now do with this. I was just thinking profile pictures because I'm always jealous whenever people have their Twitter profile picture be like an AI generated thing. I'm like, I should do that. Like, doesn't
But
look that
there are
hard.
small businesses and startups that are actively collaborating with other businesses or influencers. I feel like this is such a clever way to combine logos, just like how you were doing a few minutes back, right? Like,
Yeah. I
it's
mean, even just like, I don't know, it just is so much easier than even the simplest version of style transfers that I've done before, which is like open up a collab, connect to like Google Cloud, like upload a bunch of images, or like understand that you're using like the MNIST, data set, or like understand the data sets, but they've made it like very extracted away and like really clear as to like what you're doing, which is pretty amazing. I mean, you can see even now I'm kind of like, I don't know exactly what that does, but like if you do this, whatever, it seems to work. So like I have only spent like a handful of hours doing this. Imagine if you were actually a specialist in doing AI styled art and everything too. I bet you could make a lot of really cool things. So um
and
yeah,
those like collab logos, you would want to retain elements of both the brands, right? Or like both
right.
groups. And I feel like a lot of these models, at least the ones that you were using, sort of did that. They
Yeah.
retain those elements from both the pictures. So that is great. Yeah.
And it's kind of funny, like you mentioned, like I'm never quite sure what it's going to retain. Like I'm like, I'm just gonna put these in here and find out. And some of the models too, like the uh what was it? A unit or something? I'm already bad. The plans to face,
Yeah.
whatever. That one actually you could see a bunch of different iterations. You could click through the different styles. And so some of them actually allow you to do that compared with whatever the output is.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh, look.
Okay, that is interesting. I like it. It is strange looking, but I don't mind it. Yeah.
Oh my God, tell us more. Do you want to download it and open it up big?
Yes, let's do that. Neon style. Okay, let's open this. Ooh, there is a lot happening here for sure. That is me, but then it clearly has done away with the dimples or made them really large, which is a bit scary to be honest. But art can also be scary. Why not? It sometimes
Okay.
feelings. Yeah.
You know what I'm seeing that I think is really fun? You know how much text you have on your illustration? I am seeing like marks that kind of look like could be like sketch text or something. Um, Also heavy over indexing on the green of the leaves. Like, yep, your hair is green. All the dark things are gonna be green. And like that's also something that's really interesting. Like I wonder what you would need to do in order to change it to be like don't make hair green. Like hair isn't green, like that kind of like it's a weird like social construct thing for us of like green hair is a little bit like a
Yeah.
lifestyle choice. I mean, I'm all for green hair, but like yeah, it just like blends in the background. I don't know.
There's a lot of
What else
pink
are your thoughts?
too. So all of this pink comes from my profile picture, which is really interesting because my illustration has no pink in it. Uh,
Really?
yeah, like no purple and pink in it. So it's sort of kept colors from both again. And you can see that this is me, yes. So that is also interesting. But then, like you're saying, it's gone a bit all out with the green.
Yeah. And the doodles and stuff too. Like your nostril looks like it has a doodle on it, and
Everything.
your collarbone too looks like it has some of the roots.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun though.
Like it. Yeah, it's just like very different. But yeah, I could totally see how, an AI model that does not have any constraints or restrictions when it comes to interpreting images and like society's way of thinking would totally come up with this. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Awesome. Well, I know we've been chit-chatting for a little while. Did you want to do another one? What are your thoughts? Otherwise, I'm happy to wrap this up. What do you want?
Anything that you say, do you want to? Let's go back.
Yeah, let's do one more.
Yes, let's do one more. This time I'm going to try another illustration. Um, and I really like this one that you tried. So I'm going to go
Okay.
with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
This was very fun. Yeah. Um, okay, um,
So what Anmol is doing and what we have to do for all of these is when you want to use a file, you're storing already some of the images that you've uploaded onto Runway so it can easily access them and like upload them. And now she's uploading another one from her computer.
yes.
So on the right, what I've learned, ooh, this is so fun. Oh my God. Wait, tell us about this. Oh, wait, actually, let's make it run first and then we can talk about it. Okay, so on the right are a bunch of different types of styles. Oh yeah, thanks for decreasing the size. But you see all the little squares with like mosaic and all that stuff too. I chose, I forget, like red mosaic or something. Um, I chose mosaic colors or mosaic colorful. So choose whatever mosaic style um, stands out to you. Sweet. And then feel free to hit run. It's hard because it's like, I don't really know what any of these are. And so the descriptions are like the best thing you get.
Feathers. Okay. I like mosaic actually.
Okay.
Um, Waterfall, feathers, feathers mosaic. Okay. Let's try this one. Let's see.
Okay. Let's hit run. So okay, while that's running, what is this? Tell us about it.
Sure. So this one actually, so there is this organization called IEF based out of London. And, they have been coming up with like these society-centered design principles. And when I was reading that article, I was just like so inspired by all that work and just like that school of thought. So this one is sort of inspired by that. The fact that, like if you've been living in some of these Western countries for a while, you know that the society is very individualistic. If you go to some of these Eastern countries, then the society is very community centered. So I sort of wanted to talk about both since I feel like my experiences, I sort of draw from both now at this point, and I feel like they should blend together very beautifully because every individual is a part of the society, and I feel like an individual gives to society, but then the society also just like gives right back, and it's like a circle. So you basically don't discount anyone. It talks about inclusion too, in that sense, which is to make sure that everyone is accounted for because, well, that is what makes our society unique and this cultural hotspot, which is very interesting. Yeah.
I love that. And you can see, I love that in this illustration too. It looks like the person is standing with open arms and giving themselves, but also receiving from the community. And it's beautiful rainbows. So
Yeah.
do you want to tell us about the medium? Like, what did you use to make it?
Sure. So this was a lot of actually water soluble wax colors, and along with that, some watercolors too. I tend to mix mediums, so this was both of that. And just like how you said, I think that is another great aspect of this image, which is the fact that every individual is important, but it's important to also give and to trust that the community is also going to take care of you and they're going to give right back. So it's like this balance, this beautiful balance that works
Yeah.
itself out.
That's awesome. And so maybe could you tell us a little bit about too, like how when you do these illustrations, like how are they used? Who uses them and like what are you clearly you have a full-time job doing something else, but like why do it? What joy does it bring you? I guess like all that stuff. Tell us a little bit about your process.
Yeah, for sure. So, I absolutely love my full-time job too, which is that of a design researcher, UX researcher. And I feel like the more I interact with people, the more I get to know about them, their processes. I've come to realize that, um, yes, there are like so many details, like there's so many little things that often, no product, platform, or tech can account for. But art, I think it's beautiful because you can really talk about some of these unique ways in which people are so different but also so alike. For me, studying people is equal parts art and science. And so I really wanted to sort of, on my own, explore that, which, whatever I've been observing and sort of, you can almost put it as ethnographic research, but then me sharing some thoughts, some ideas through visuals instead of a research report. Maybe. But that is really cool, by the way. But yeah, so that is what got me started. And once I got started, there has never been any looking back because I've just really enjoyed, and it's been so therapeutic sitting down, putting down your thoughts, and yeah, there are no limits, right? And I encourage everyone to sort of explore that side to themselves.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Anmol, for sharing. Sorry, I got very excited because I was not expecting that. I don't even know what I was expecting.
That
Yeah,
is,
let's take a look at it.
I'll tell you why. I think it's because of the feathers mosaic option, right? Because there
Yeah.
are these strokes that you can see, very feather-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
It very much looks like that. But also like the eyes are, do you mind downloading it and opening it in preview
I
so we
feel
can
sad
see
about
it?
the eyes. I do not want red eyes. Yes.
I am really into, okay, I know that I was hating on green hair. I'm sorry. Some of my very good friends have had green hair. Green hair is great, but I am very into the blue tips of the hair right now too. And you know what if we instead think of not red eyes, but cool sunglasses? Like
Hmm.
Very cool.
You know what I really enjoy is how it has actually put all those people together and almost um, the outline is now a bit more geometric, which I
Yeah,
really enjoy because it makes it stand out more. Like this portion, if you see, like the people going back to the individual portion, that
yeah.
is made more powerful somehow,
Oh
which
my God, I love that you're calling that out. I don't even know if I noticed that, and I'm so happy that you pointed that out. Because yeah, the whole point of why you made this is like to show, hey, an individual can give to the community, but community gives back to the individual, and they are now a collective. And like,
yeah,
it's like what we're doing with Feminist AI of like, yay, I can go out and be like, hey, I'm like doing stuff with Feminist AI, but like we do things like this for MLUX and Feminist AI to be like, hey, it's not that hard. Make some stuff. We're super interested. Like, I love seeing this. So
exactly. So you see my point here, right? Like
yeah,
example, this border, it's slightly more geometric here, but this is
yeah.
more powerful. It feels like a force. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I also love that it incorporated the text. AI doesn't care about text always. Like this is not a text reading AI. I think everyone's like, whoa, it's gonna read all the text or whatever. It's like, nope, part of the art. Okay, let's just connect it. Like what? It's like clearly looking at the white as like part of that and stuff too. So
You know, that
that's
actually makes me want to go back and read more about this model and like how
yeah.
is it working? Is it because of the background color and the white font against the black background? What is it that made it give this very output? Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder too if it's not like it's seeing the text, it just sees like white splotches on that black, like the, like the shirt you have and stuff too. In the
Yeah.
sorry, I'm saying you.
But the girl, yeah. But
Yes, the girl. Yes. The person. Anyways. But yeah, that's super cool. Be sure to download that because I definitely want to include the original and this one in the Medium article write-up because this is very awesome. The other one too, if that's okay with you. And you can send me the link to the NGO and group
yeah,
too. I'm happy to share that and just be like, this was made for them, or like a Twitter or something that you had shared.
for sure.
Um, yeah, I don't know. This was really fun.
This was a lot of fun. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Oh my God. Thank you for hanging out with me so late on a work day and just
Oh,
catching up and like this was really great and I'm so appreciative too of like you being able to share your expertise and passion about AI, design, art all coming together. And I'm also so excited to see you at the event next Tuesday. So
me
yay.
too. Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Awesome. I'm going to stop the recording so that way we can hang out on the line. But bye, everyone. See you on Tuesday.
Tuesday.